This week I had two experiences that really shook me to the core. And I decided to record this video because of that. First, it was a video that I watched about Plato's cave allegory. And I watched this short video on TikTok, I believe it was, in which this Portuguese guy talks about how today we are actually living in Plato's allegory. If you don't remember Plato's allegory, let's do a quick recap. Basically, what you have is individuals living inside of a cave. They are chained to a wall and they are facing the back of the cave. Behind that wall, they have there is a fire, and the fire projects certain images onto the wall. So everything that this individual see within the cave, those prisoners within the cave, are shadows from that fire that creates the shadow. It's a world of shadows. Everything, and for them, of course, they were born there. That's what they have seen their whole life. That's what they believe reality is. They will only be able to see reality for what it is when they are unchained and they actually now seek the sun, which can represent many different things, but particularly knowledge and light, right? So pretty much what we are saying there is that we live in a world of lies. And this is one of the things I've always been worried about. What if we really do live in a world of lies? The lies that are told us and the lies that we tell ourselves. We live in a world of shadows. And I had a conversation with a couple of people this week that made me think that yes, we do live in a world of shadows. And I talked to individuals who were completely disenchanted with life, who had given up on life, who had given up on themselves, who were putting themselves down, who were thinking that they were absolutely worthless because of what they saw, because of what others were accomplishing and they weren't able to accomplish, because of what they were seeing on Instagram and TikTok and other social media, and they were comparing themselves to these individuals and putting themselves down, thinking that, oh, look at me, yeah, I have a job, I have a family, but I haven't done anything with my life. And then what we're doing is comparing ourselves to these individuals who live this Instagram and TikTok lives that are not real lives. This is a world we are living in that's all based on images. And most of those images are very much curated. They are created and curated. There is this one individual that I follow on Instagram, which is absolutely incredible. He takes pictures of him traveling the world and having geographic freedom. And he's always with his girlfriend, wife, whatever she is, I don't know, but they're always having this intimate, they are having the best foods and they're having the best drinks, and they are also taking all these intimate pictures. All right, so if you're getting intimate with your partner and you have a photographer in the room, and you're saying, well, they don't have a photographer. Maybe they have a tripod and they're taking pictures with the remote control. But when was the last time that you were getting intimate with someone and you had, okay, let's stop everything and let's take a hot picture of ourselves to share with the world? How intimate is that? Are you really getting intimate? But that's the kind of world we are living in today, is a world of images. We portray ourselves online as being these incredible beings on top of everything. Of course, when you show yourself on camera, you're very confident, but people have no idea what's below that. This is actually what we call the Standford duck syndrome. And the Standford duck syndrome is a concept that I share with my students, and of course was created in Stanford University. And it's this idea that, when you're walking Stanford University, these are all highly smart individuals, highly accomplished individuals, and you are walking there as a student and you are looking at everyone's faces walking on campus. They look so self-assured, and they were asking themselves, is it just me who feels inadequate? Is it just me who feels insecure, who is going through some kind of personal issue, because everyone looks so much on top of everything here? And that's when the Standford duck syndrome concept was created. And why? Because think of a duck. When a duck is gliding on top of the water, the duck looks almighty, looks beautiful, looks like they're just gliding without any effort. But when you film a duck from below the surface, you'll see there is a lot of paddling happening down there, but no one sees what is happening below the surface. We only see what is above the surface. So be certain that everyone is going through something right now that you cannot see. Whatever it is that they put online, that is just shadows, that are just pictures. When you look at what is happening below the surface, it's much deeper. And we don't need to use that just to have disdain for the other people or wish them or not wish them well. So yeah, if you look that you're having the best time of your life, oh, I know that your life sucks at a certain level. That's not what I'm saying. But let's also not put ourselves down when we know that sometimes those are only mirrors and smokes, or smoke and mirrors. Be kind to yourself. I'm always fascinated by the best friend concept in positive talk, right? So when you're putting yourself down, what we tell individuals is, okay, if you had a friend, a good friend, going through the same situation that you're going through right now, what would you tell this friend? You would probably be very supportive of that friend. But the things that we tell ourselves are completely different from the things that we tell our friends. We put ourselves down. We're never good enough. We don't cut ourselves any slack. We're very mean to ourselves. So think about that again. When you start being mean to yourself because you're comparing yourself or you're competing, just stop. 99% of that is just not real. And it's just a shot in the moment. You have no idea what is going behind the surface. So let's be grateful. Let's also live life with a sense of duty, with a sense of joy, with a sense of awe, with a sense of savoring. Savor the moment. Savor, and that's where I also think that having goals is extremely important. So yes, well, perhaps those individuals online, they do have better lives than you do. Perhaps they have achieved more. But then set goals. What are you going to do in order to achieve the things that you want for yourselves? And that's the beauty of human beings, is that they have the ability to plan for the future, and most importantly, to create a vision for the future and to execute that vision for the future. And we know that individuals who have a vision for the future, who have goals, who are working on their goals, or who are planning to work on their goals, are usually much more satisfied in general than individuals who are completely goalless or just comparing themselves to others and not doing anything about it in their lives. There is much to be appreciated. And also, let's not only define ourselves or reduce ourselves to pictures and comparisons of personalities that we see online. You are much more than you think you are. You are much more than you think you are to yourself, but you're also much more than you think you are to others. So you're not just someone who has a job and maybe you're unsatisfied with your job and you see other people with better jobs than you. There will always be people with better jobs than us. But we are also parents. We are also siblings. We are also sons and daughters. We are also community members. And yeah, maybe life is not so great in this side of the fence over here, but maybe there are other parts of life that are very much fulfilling and exciting, and that you play a huge part on making other people just feel good about themselves. So you're not just your job, you're not just whatever is it that you're comparing to and putting yourself down because others have more than you do. We're much more than that. And until we accept the plurality of our existence, of who we are, of the many beings that we are not just this one monolithic being. You can have multiple beings within yourself. We are always going to be reduced to whatever is it that we are comparing ourselves to other people. Let's go beyond that. I was really, really surprised by how individuals were putting themselves down and being so harsh on themselves for what? For individuals that they see online that they have no connection with, but that maybe have a good following. We're better than that.